agenda. Ditoy ipakabuyaan ken pakadamagan dagiti mapaspasamak tuneg isang kunyang panlalawigan diti probinsya tayo nga Ilocos. Idawluan data ti aktibo ken nasaririt nga presiding officer da Vice Gobernador Ryan Luis Singson. Pagkatratarang dagiti ordinansa ken resolution nga gapo manipod iti naduma-duma nga LGUs ditoy probinsya ken dagiti importante apag sasaritaan amay datag itunay iti sanggunyang panlalawigan. Di Ilocos Agenda, di Ilocos Agenda, di 11 sanggunyang panlalawigan iti probinsya tayo nga Ilocos.
Kantaan tayo man, ti happy birthday ni Apo Bokal Ramurapalan.
May I remind everyone to put your mobile phones and other gadgets on silent mode and to please observe proper decorum during the conduct of session. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Arms. Once again, good afternoon. Our 49th regular session will now come to order. May we request Honorable Ben Magkay to lead the opening prayer, to be followed by the singing of the Pambansang Awit ng Pilipinas and the Ilocos Hymn. Attendance of the members to determine the presence of the vote.
For today's 49th regular session, our presiding officer is our Vice Governor, the Honorable Ryan Luis Singson. Members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan present are as follows: the Honorable Erickson Singson, the Honorable Efren Rapalan Sr., the Honorable Ronnie Rapanut, Honorable Christopher Abraham Peperina, Honorable Benjamin Magkay, Honorable Virginia Cordero Peperito, Honorable Leopoldo Herbilia Jr., Honorable Francisco Arturo Ranches III, Honorable Mildred Raido, Honorable Constante Benzon, Honorable Jelina Joyce Tapios, and Honorable Elpidio Quines Sr. Who leave your honor is Honorable Art Constantine Wardasan and Honorable Jaime Simpson. With that, we have the quorum.
Thank you. There being a quorum, we now proceed to the reading and approval of the minutes of the previous session. Honorable Caterina.
Thank you. Assuming we have time to read minutes, Your Honor, may I move that we dispense with the reading and approve it in its entirety.
And to approve the same in its entirety. Any second? Julie seconded. I hear no objection. The minutes of the previous session is now duly approved. We now proceed to the first reading and referrals. There are 49 items to be referred for today's session. Item number 1, referred to the Committee on Rules and Amendments. Item number 2, referred to the Committee on Culture, Arts, and Living Treasures. Item number 3, referred to the Committee on Education. Items number 4 to 23, referred to the Committee on Labor, Overseas and Local Employment, and Civil Service. Items number 24 to 40, referred to the Committee on City, Municipal Affairs, and Review of City Municipal Statutes. Items number 41 and 42, referred to the Committee on Land Use, Urban Planning, and Housing. Items number 43 to 47, referred to the Committee on Finance and Appropriations. And items number 48 and 49, referred to the Committee of the Whole. Are there any comments regarding the referrals? There being none, so be it. Moving forward to the committee reports, may we hear from Honorable Third Ranches for the Committee on Social Services.
Mr. Committee report, Committee on Social Services. Subject Ordinance Number D DO-062-23, authored by Honorable Mildred Elaido, entitled an ordinance institutionalizing the moral recovery program in the province of Ilocos. Findings: the Local Government Code of 1991 accords every local government unit the power and authority to promote the general welfare of its constituents. In addition, the Department of Interior and Local Government issued Memorandum Circular Number 2011-58 dated April 25, 2011, which provides the significance of moral recovery and values formation movement and program in provinces, cities, municipalities, and barangays nationwide. After a thorough review and deliberation of the committee on September 15, 2023, with the technical assistance of the Civil Service Commission, Provincial Legal Office, Provincial Human Resource Management Office, the Academe, and the religious sector, it was agreed that the subject title be amended from Moral Recovery Program to Values Reinforcement Program as a more inclusive, encompassing, and non-offensive term in lieu of the former that may be deemed displeasing to various groups and individuals. The committee also outlined the key program and components of the subject ordinance embodying a set of common core Filipino values, with each of the four being connected to one another: the makadiyos, makatao, makabayan, and makakalikasan. Further, the committee enunciated the inclusion of national government agencies such as the Department of Interior and Local Government, the Department of Education, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, the Philippine National Police, as well as the Association of Private Schools and barangay captains in the composition of the Values Reinforcement Team. The implementing arms of the following ordinance shall be the Provincial Human Resource Management Office, Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office, and the Provincial Environment and Natural Resources Office. The committee accentuated that the provincial government of Ilocos is committed to be an excellent public service provider for its stakeholders by sharing a workforce that is guided by the 10-point agenda of the administration, specifically local economic development, tourism, blueprint, agricultural productivity, participatory and anticipatory, inclusive social welfare, education and learning, health, safe and diverse citizenry, smart regeneration, biodiversity and environments, resiliency amidst adversities. In order to epitomize and strengthen the above-mentioned 10-point agenda, the provincial government of Ilocos Sur, through the 11th Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Ilocos Sur, gives importance to development of its officials and employees in consonance with the official government policy on the Values Reinforcement Program. Recommendation: the Committee on Social Services respectfully recommends for the adoption of this committee report. Furthermore, the committee requests that the above-mentioned measure be calendared for second reading.
There's a motion for the adoption of the committee report and for the subject measure to be calendared for second reading. Any second? Duly seconded. I hear no objection. The committee report is hereby adopted and the measure is calendared for second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you. Moving on to the next item, under the Committee on Rules and Amendments, Honorable Eric Singson, you may now have the floor.
This is in line with the Provincial Resolution number 160-2023 of the Province of Sorsogon, strongly supporting Senate Bill number 1378, filed by Senator Mark A. Villar, entitled "An Act Providing for an Increase and Automatic Adjustment Mechanism in the Personal Economic Relief Allowance or PERA granted to government employees." May I read the findings
Good.
and recommendations of the Committee on Rules and Amendments. Findings: the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Sorsogon furnished a copy of a resolution number 163-2023 to this August body on April 17, 2023, entitled a resolution strongly supporting Senate Bill number 1378, filed by Senator Mark A. Villar, entitled an act providing for an increased and automatic adjustment mechanism in the personal economic relief allowance granted to government employees. On the other hand, this August body approved a resolution on August 9, 2022, supporting the passage of Senate Bill number 60, an act providing an increase and automatic adjustment mechanism in the personal economic relief allowance granted to government employees, introduced by Senator Francis G. Escudero. Considering the above-mentioned premises, the subject resolution from the province of Sorsogon soliciting for support has already been acted by this August body through a resolution with the same intent. Recommendation: the Committee on Rules and Amendments hereby recommends for the adoption of this committee report and moves for the deletion of the subject resolution.
For the adoption of the committee report and for the deletion of the subject measure in the agenda. Do I hear a second? Duly seconded. Any objection? There being none, the committee report is hereby adopted and the subject measure is now deleted in the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Senator.
Thank you. For the Committee on Senior Citizens and Differently Abled Persons, Honorable Yundred Elaido.
Officer, good afternoon. For the committee report, Committee on Senior Citizens and Differently Abled Persons, for the subject, the draft ordinance number DO-037-02, authored by the Honorable Ronnie Rapanot, entitled an ordinance institutionalizing a comprehensive program for children with special needs, or the CSC, thereby establishing a center in the province of Ilocos and providing funds thereof. For the findings, the Committee on Senior Citizens and Differently Abled Persons conducted a committee hearing on September 11, 2023 at 2 p.m. at the conference hall Provincial Farmers Livelihood Development Center, Bigan City, for this purpose, and found out the following. For number one, there is a considerable number of children with disabilities who need special attention in the province of Ilocos. Number two, there is a need to coordinate the provincial efforts for children with special needs through the establishment of an assessment and rehabilitation center and the institutionalization of a comprehensive program that involves CSN, their families, the community, non-government organization, the academe, and the private sector. The program, number three, the program aims to cater not only children with special needs who are minors, 18 years old below, but also individuals whose mental age is that of a person below 12 years old. Number four, the services of the soon-to-be-established assessment and rehabilitation center shall be given to the bona fide residents of the province of Ilocos Sur who belong to indigent families or low-income families, subject to rules and regulation of admission and retention prescribed by the Office of the Governor through the Provincial Social Welfare Development Office. Number five, this would be a relief to indigent families and parents whose financial capacity could not afford to send or bring their children with special needs for therapy or to be given intervention. Through this program, they can go to a center with enhanced services, facilities, and equipment near their city or municipalities. Number 5, children with special needs will have the is to enroll or admit themselves in the specialist education program. I to be institutionalized through this ordinance include the developmental and educational assessment, the allied medical services such as occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and special education services or mainstream inclusive education, the speech tutorial, vocational skills training, alternative learning systems, work placement, and provision of assistive devices for children with special needs. Number 8, under the Republic Act Number 11650 or the Inclusive Education Act of 2022, all cities and municipalities are required to establish or at least one inclusive learning resource center. Hence, school districts in each province are not expected to organize SPED programs in areas where identified learners with disabilities are located. It was recommended that we could propose and draft a memorandum of agreement between the BGIS and DepEd to use their facility as a SPED center for our CSN or the children with special needs. For number 9, there are already several STAC or the Stimulation Therapeutic Activity Center facilities in Ilocos Sur, namely Cabugao, Vigan, Santo Domingo, and Canton City. They are giving services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, and SPED. Unfortunately, we do not have developmental doctors yet. These stocks also looks into the child's behavior and problems. These stocks also train the teachers of these children on how to handle tantrums and the like. Number 10, as to the staffing pattern in the soon-to-be established center, we could adopt the staffing patterns of the staff. The center will be headed by a Health Educational Promotion Officer 5. The center will also be needing diagnostician, developmental pediatrician, occupational therapist, PT, speech pathologist, specialists, social welfare and development officers, administrative aides, and social day or care workers. Number 11, through the program coordinator, we will recommend the governor partnership with private and or public educational and or medical institutions for volunteer programs or internships, provided that these are in accordance with pertinent rules and regulations. Number 12, the provincial government of Ilocos Sur is planning to establish one center for first district and one center for the second district. Lastly, Governor Jerry Singson passion in nurturing the next generation was even highlighted during his State of the Heritage Province address last August 18. Governor Singson even emphasized the need to prioritize enhancement of learning experiences in the formative years by modernizing our daycare centers or the child development centers in the province, providing them with basic needs, digital tools, interactive lessons, innovative instructions, and specialized training for the teachers. For the recommendation, Mr. Chair, the committee recommends for the adoption of this committee report and subsequently moves that this subject ordinance be calendared for second reading for the next session, duly signed by all the members of the committee section.
For the adoption of the committee report and for the said measure to be calendared for second reading. Any second? Duly seconded. The committee report is hereby adopted and the said measure is calendared for second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
We now proceed to the calendar of business. Under business of the day is the second reading. May we hear from Honorable Erickson Singson for the Committee on Health and Sanitation.
I move for the deferment of the draft ordinance entitled an ordinance institutionalizing the clean as you go practice in all food and serving establishments in the Bayan of Ilocos and providing penalty for violations. Therefore, I so move, Mr. Secretary.
Move for deferment, then so deferred.
Thank you.
Thank you. We now go to the review matters for the Committee on Labor, Overseas and Local Employment, and Civil Service. Honorable Ronnie Raponot, you are recognized.
Municipal Ordinance Number 09, Series of 2023 of Narvacan, Ilocos, abolishing and creating various plantilla positions in various departments or offices of the municipal government, creating, realigning funds thereof, and for other purposes. Number 2, Municipal Ordinance Number 12, Series of 2023 of Narvacan, Ilocos, creating the Narvacan Youth Development Office, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Number 3, Municipal Ordinance Number 2023-03, Series of 2023 of Magsingal, Ilocos, creating plantilla position of the municipality. Number 4, Municipal Ordinance Number 12, Series of 2023 of Ilocos, abolishing vacant positions and creating positions in the Office of the Municipal Agriculture in the municipal government, and defining the functions, duties, and responsibilities of the said positions. Number 5, Municipal Ordinance Number 2023-04, Series of 2023 of Magsingal, Ilocos, abolishing plantilla positions. Findings in accordance with Section 76 of RA 2160, also known as the Local Government Code of 1991. The CSC is mandated to establish minimum standards and guidelines for the development and execution of organizational structures and staffing patterns within local government units. The provision reads as follows. Every local government unit shall design and implement its own organizational structure and staffing pattern, taking into consideration its service requirements and financial capability, subject to the minimum standards and guidelines prescribed by the Civil Service Commission. It is therefore the responsibility of every local government unit to design, approve, and implement the organizational structure and staffing pattern in accordance with the guidelines and standards provided for by law and its implementing rules and regulations. The recommendation, the Committee on Labor, Overseas and Local Employment and Civil Service respectively recommends for the adoption of this committee report and further moves for the approval of municipal ordinances of Narvacan, Magsingal, and Tagudin, Ilocos, respectively. May I so recommend for adoption and move for approval, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's sequent approval of the said measures. Any second? Duly seconded. The committee report is hereby adopted and the legislative measures for the different LGUs are now duly approved. Thank you. Next is the Committee on City, Municipal Affairs and Review of City Municipal Statutes. May we hear from the Vice Chair of the Committee, Honorable Ben Mangay.
I have 33 items in review of municipal statutes. One is ordinance number 18, series of 2023 of Ilocos, prohibiting the use of single-use plastic straws or stirrers, plastic spoons in forks, styrofoam cups, plates, and other food containers in the municipality and providing penalties for violation thereof. Number 2, Ordinance number 19, series of 2023 of Manila Ilocos, calling scaling up the local health and nutrition programs through a strengthened integrated strategy for maternal, neonatal, child health and nutrition in the first 1,000 days of life, appropriating funds thereof and for other purposes. Ordinance number 20, series of 2023 of Manila Ilocos, institutionalizing the programs, services, and privileges and benefits for our solo parents and observants in the municipality. Number 4, Ordinance number 23, series of 2023 of San Vicente, Ilocos, requiring households and business establishments of the municipality to segregate their solid waste materials into biodegradables, non-biodegradables before disposal. Number 5, Municipal Ordinance number 22-25-0129 of San Vicente, Ilocos, concurring the Supplemental Investment Program 2023-03 for CY23 of the municipality. Number 6, Municipal Resolution number 225-0133 of San Vicente, Ilocos, concurring the Supplemental Investment Program 2022-05 for calendar year 2023 of the municipality. Number 7, Municipal Ordinance number 07-2023, series of 2023 of Gregorio del Pilar, Ilocos, reviving the internal rules of procedure in the conduct of administrative investigation. Number 8, Municipal Ordinance number 808-2023 of Gregorio del Pilar, Ilocos, updating the local investment and incentive code of the municipality. Number 9, Municipal Ordinance number 9, series of 2023, number 9-2023, series of 2023, Gregorio del Pilar, Ilocos, reserving to the Kankanay, ethnic and Bago indigenous cultural communities, indigenous peoples, the right to land utilization, including the position, occupation, management, and transfer of possessory rights of any part of the ancestral domain in the municipality, as well as the regulation of entry of migrants. Number 10, Municipal Ordinance number 10-2023, series of 2023 of Gregorio del Pilar, creating and organizing the People's Law Enforcement Board of the municipality. Number 11, Ordinance number 15-2023 of San Juan, Ilocos, restricting persons in swimming, playing, boating, fishing, or the doing of any water activity at the Barbar Small Reservoir Irrigation Project, and also known as Barbar Dam, constructed by the National Irrigation Administration of Ilocos, located in Barangay Barbar, Municipality of San Juan, Ilocos, providing safety measures and imposing penalties for violation thereof. Number 12, Municipal Ordinance number 16-2023 of San Juan, Ilocos, mandating the implementation of Basuramo Iuimo program in the coastal areas, marine protected areas, river creeks, and tourism sites within the territorial jurisdiction of the municipality, and providing penalties for violation thereof. Number 13, Resolution number 113, series of 2023 of Santo Domingo, Ilocos, approving the procurement of 1 unit passenger van funded from the general fund, which will be used for general urban use to transport goods and personnel of the local government unit. Number 14, Municipal Ordinance number 11, series of 2023 of Santa Catalina, Ilocos, declaring the entrance and exit of motor vehicles, one-side parking, no parking areas, and one-way traffic regulation at the Santa Catalina Beach, and imposing appropriate penalties for violation thereof and for other purposes. Number 15, Ordinance number 10, series of 2023, of Tagulin Ilocos mandating the placement of price tags or labels on all articles of commerce offered for sale or retail in the municipality and providing penalties for violation thereof. Number 16. Ordinance number 11, series of 2022, Tagulin Ilocos, amending ordinance number 9, series of 2020, institutionalizing and strengthening the barangay health workers and barangay nutrition scholars of the municipality and appropriating funds necessary therefore. Number 17, resolution number 23-33 of the series of 2023 of City of Ilocos, adopting the 10-year solid waste management plan of the municipality covering fiscal year 2023 to 2032. Number 18, Municipal Ordinance number 2023-01 of San Esteban, Ilocos, collecting of corresponding barangay clearance fee in the application for any business-related transactions in the municipality. Number 19, Municipal Ordinance number 2023-02 of San Esteban, Ilocos, implementing the clean and go policy and every food establishment or public eating places in the municipality. Number 20, Municipal Ordinance number 23-03 of San Esteban, Ilocos, amending Municipal Ordinance number 2019-20, an ordinance prohibiting driving by minors of four-wheel or three-wheel and two-wheel vehicles in the municipality and penalizing violators thereof. Number 21, Municipal Ordinance number 2023-04 of San Esteban, Ilocos, prescribing the guidelines for reclassification of land within the municipality and imposing fees for the application thereof. Number 22, Municipal Ordinance number 2023-06 of San Esteban, Ilocos, amending Ordinance number 2019-06, an ordinance increasing tricycle fare rates in the municipality. Number 23, Municipal Ordinance number 15, series of 2023 of City of Ilocos, enacting the 2023 revised tourism code of the municipality. Number 24, Municipal Ordinance number 16, series of 2023 of City of Ilocos, requiring fish farm owners in the municipality to register at the municipal agriculture office. Number 25, Ordinance number 470 of San Ilocos, establishing the community health desk for persons with disabilities and every barangays in the municipality. Number 26, Ordinance number 10, series of 2023 of Narvacan, Ilocos, an amendment to Section 6 of Ordinance number 19, series of 2021, pertaining to the manner of appointment of the persons with disability in the Affairs Office, local person. Number 27, Ordinance number 11, series of 2023 of Narvacan, Ilocos, establishing the Narvacan Culture Arts Council, defining its composition, function, appropriating funds to the board and for other purposes. Number 28, Resolution number 91, series of 2023 of Ilocos, Ilocos, approving and adopting the 2023 Supplemental Annual Investment Program of the municipality. Number 29, Municipal Ordinance number 87 of San Emilio, Ilocos, creating the Municipal ESF Task Force and Technical Working Group adopting and implementing the Banta ESF sa barangay or the Babay ESF program, providing powers and for other purposes. Number 30, Municipal Resolution number 225-0142 of San Emilio, Ilocos, conferring the Supplemental Local Development Investment Program for planning period 2022 to 2027, covering the period 2022 to 2024 and Supplemental Investment Program, CY 2023-06 in the municipality. Number 31, Municipal Ordinance number 19-2023 of Calimoyo, Ilocos, prohibiting the entry and exit of livestock and pork by products in the municipality to protect local hog raisers from the threat of African swine fever. Number 32, Ordinance number 37, series of 2023 of Ligan Ilocos is strongly encouraging and incentivizing the adoption of QR-based digital payments in line with the Alin QR program of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in all establishments in the city's economic enterprise and public transport sector in Ligan City. Number 33, the last one, or resolution number 23-41, series of 2023 of Sierra Ilocos, adopting the annual investment program for the calendar year 2024 of the municipality. Findings. After thorough review and careful study of the city municipal statutes, the committee found that the above ordinance resolutions have been enacted in the privilege, within the powers, duties and functions of the local government units, and not contrary to any existing laws, and regulations. Recommendation: the Committee of City Municipal Affairs and Review of City Municipal Statutes respectfully recommends for the adoption of this committee report. The committee further recommends for the approval of ordinances and resolutions. I so move, Mr. Chair.
For the adoption of the committee report and for the subsequent approval of the legislative measures. There is second.
Second.
Duly seconded. The committee report is hereby adopted and the legislative measure of the different LGUs are now duly approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Still under the review matters for the Committee on Finance and Appropriations, may I request the Vice Chair to render the committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Vice Governor, and Senator First. For the Committee on Finance and Appropriations, committee report, supplemental budget number 07 of Sept for fiscal year 2023 with the formula for 980,027.10. Supplemental budget number 04 Kabuga Ilocos with the amount of 3,728,440.50. Supplemental budget number 02 Focus with the amount of 2,879,000. Supplemental budget number 02 San Ilocos with 603,106.10. Appropriation ordinance number 5 of Kawayan with the amount of 16,700,000 from RA 7171 municipal share. Municipal ordinance number 13 of San Domingo with the amount of 31,774,036.50 from RA 7171. Municipal ordinance number 14 of Santa Catalina, Ilocos, renaming the project titled Construction of Farmers Market Phase 2 of Kabuluan, Santa Catalina, Ilocos, with an appropriation amounting to 6,800,000 pesos and budget for under appropriation ordinance number 03 into construction of Farmers Multipurpose Building Phase 2, Kabuluan, Santa Catalina. Appropriation ordinance number 2023-07 of San Emilio involving the amount of 6 million pesos. And the last is the resolution number 61 of Quirino Ilocos realigning the amount of 6 million pesos from RA 7171 ordinance number 01 and ordinance number 08, both series of 2023 findings. Section 468 of RA 760, otherwise known as Local Government Code, provides that the SP has the power to review all ordinances. Recommendation: the Committee on Finance and Appropriations hereby recommends for the adoption of this committee report and further recommends for the subsequent approval of the legislative measure of these, as mentioned above, signed Honorable Vice Governor Ryan Singson and usually as a Vice Chair person. I so move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Report and for the subsequent approval of the said measures. Any second? Duly. Section.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Duly seconded. The committee report is hereby adopted and the legislative measures for the different LGUs are now duly approved. As there are no measures calendar for third reading and unfinished business, Honorable Panan, you may continue for the assigned business and other matters.
They should read the draft resolution offered by Honorable Ryan Stinson, our presiding officer, and yours truly, and respectively co-authored by all members of the 11th Sangguniang, a resolution extending heartfelt congratulations and commendations to all the LGU's awareness of the seal of good local governance of the province of Ilocos for their exemplary performance in qualifying for the 2023 seal of good local governance. And to cut it short, Mr. Presiding Officer, let us congratulate in your resolutions you name the following: Pag-iyos of Bantay, Burgos, Candon City, Kawayan, Balimudo, Dindinda, Maxingal, Quirino, Salcedo, San Emilio, San Esteban, San Ildefonso, San Juan, San Vicente, Santa Catalina, Santa Cruz, Santa Lucia, Santiago, San Domingo, Sopon, Suyo, and Taguig for their exemplary performance in passing the assessment of the seal of good local governance for the year 2023. And it's because of this performance, Mr. Presiding Officer, I'm moving for the approval of the said resolution.
Approval, any second? Duly seconded. Any objection, there being none, so approved. The other unassigned business, Mr. Presiding Officer, since it was assigned to become support to SUC President Cadorna, it was referred to Honorable Rapanan being the chairman because of the education. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
My honor and pleasure to read the resolution authored by the Honorable Ryan S.B. Simpson, the Honorable Reverend Senior, and if I may be included as one of the authors, myself, Mr. President. And of course, co-authored by all members of the 11th Sangguniang. This is a resolution endorsing the renewal of the appointment of Dr. Erwin F. Cadorna for his second term as SUC President of the University of Northern Philippines. Whereas it is the declared policy of the state to establish, maintain, and support a complete, adequate, and integrated system of education relevant to the needs of the people, society. Whereas the University of Northern Philippines, created by virtue of Republic Act number 449, is a state university situated in the city of Bigan, province of Ilocos, and has always been a development partner of the provincial government of Ilocos, producing globally competitive and morally upright Ilocano graduates. Whereas Dr. Erwin F. Cadorna, the incumbent president, has proven himself as a valuable asset of the UNP and an outstanding member of the province, having been given various awards, including the Father Jose Burgos Achievement Award in 2018. We may also add the beginning of the year. Whereas the provincial government of Ilocos recognizes the important role of Dr. Cadorna, the important role Dr. Cadorna plays in the University of Northern Philippines in achieving the objectives of the UNP and in helping mold young Iloco into globally competitive and morally upright individuals, and in support of the projects of the provincial government. Thus, he has proven himself a valuable development partner of the province and of Ilocanos as the president of the UNP. Whereas Section 6 of RA 8292 states that the president of a state university or college shall have a term of 4 years and shall be eligible for reappointment for another term. Whereas premises above considered, the provincial government of Ilocos expresses its support and endorsement for the renewal of the appointment of Dr. Erwin F. Cadorna for his second term as the President of the University of Northern Philippines. Now therefore, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Ilocos in session assembled on motion duly seconded, resolved as it is hereby resolved to endorse the renewal of appointment of Dr. Erwin F. Cadorna for his second term as SUC President of the University of Northern Philippines. Resolved further that the copy of this resolution be forwarded to the University of Northern Philippines for their information. May I so move for approval, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion duly seconded. Do I hear any objections? I hear none. The subject resolution is hereby approved. Next, for the assigned business is Honorable Third Branches.
Resolution is under unassigned business. A resolution expressing recognition and commendation to Alexandria Blake K. Urial and Christina Camille Pacris, the Custodian Board Passers of the Psychologist Licensure Examination held last August 1 and 2, 2023, authored by the Honorable Ryan Luis Singson, Honorable R. Constantino Andasan, and co-authored by all Sangguniang Panlalawigan members. Whereas last August 9, 2023, the Professional Regulation Commission announced that 339 out of 468 successfully passed the psychologist licensure examination even with the Board of Psychologists last August 1 and 2, 2023. Whereas Alexandria Blake K. Real is a native from Poblacion Santa Catalina, Ilocos Sur, with a passing rate of 77.85%, whereas Christina Camille Pacris is a native of Bantay, Ilocos Sur, with an examining passing rate of 78.4%, whereas the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of the province of Ilocos Sur wish to extend its heartfelt congratulations to Ms. Alexandria Blake Real and Ms. Christina Camille Pacris for their remarkable achievement in successfully passing the psychologist licensure exam. Whereas their exceptional performance in the exam is a testament to their unwavering pursuit of excellence in the field of psychology. Their diligence in studying and their determination to excel are commendable and inspiring to us all. Through this achievement, they have not only demonstrated their own capabilities but also enriched the reputation of our province. Whereas, it is with great pride that we present to you this resolution of commendation as a token of our appreciation and admiration for your remarkable success. Your dedication to your education and profession sets a remarkable example for your peers and colleagues. May this achievement be only the beginning of a long and successful career as licensed psychologists. Now, therefore, as it is hereby resolved to express recognition and commendation to Alexandria K. Real and Christina Camille Pacris, the Custodian Board Passers of the Psychologist Licensure Examination held last August 1 and 2, 2023. I move for the approval, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There is a measure. Any second? Duly seconded. Do I hear any objection? There being none, the subject resolution is hereby approved. You may continue.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Or the GAMABA, or the National Living Treasures Award in the field of pottery of the National Commission for Culture and Arts, or the NCCA, authored by the Honorable Ryan Luis Singson, Honorable R. Constantino Andasan, co-authored by all the Sangguniang Panlalawigan members. Whereas the Constitution directs the state to conserve, promote, and popularize the nation's historical and cultural heritage and resources, as well as artistic creations. Whereas Republic Act number 7355 provides that the Gawad Manilikha ng Bayan or the National Living Treasures Award through the recognition of Filipinos, particularly traditional folk artists, for their contribution to the national heritage by granting awards and monetary. Whereas Mr. Fidel Esco, a resident of Binan City, Ilocos Sur, meets the eligibility criteria set by the NCCA for the award. He demonstrates mastery of a traditional art form, a commitment to passing on his knowledge and skills, and by recognizing and being recognized by the Ilocos Sur community as bearer of traditional culture, especially in the field of pottery. Mr. Go's exceptional contribution to the field of pottery make him deserving candidate for this prestigious honor. Whereas Mr. Go has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the promotion and preservation of the Philippine culture and heritage through his outstanding work in pottery. His craftsmanship is a testament to his dedication to the art form and his ability to infuse it with the rich traditions and aesthetics of our nation. In 1998, he was one of the 100 Filipino artists given the Centennial Award, a once-in-a-lifetime recognition for local artists. Whereas in recognition of his achievements, the provincial government of Ilocos Sur, through Sangguniang Panlalawigan, endorses Mr. Fidel Esco's nomination to the Gawad Manlilikha ng Bayan in the field of pottery. Whereas the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Ilocos Sur believes that Mr. Go's inclusion in the NCCA's official list of awardees will not only honor his contribution but also serve as an inspiration to aspiring potters and artists across the country. This recognition will further promote the importance of pottery as means of preserving our cultural identity and fostering a sense of national pride. Now, therefore, be it resolved as it's hereby resolved, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Ilocos Sur as it hereby nominates Mr. Fidel Esco to the Gawad Manlilikha or the National Living Treasure Award in the field of pottery of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. Resolved further that copies of this resolution be furnished to the National Culture and the Arts. Honorable Congressman Ronald Singson, Honorable Congresswoman Christine Singson Mihan, Honorable Congresswoman Richelle Louis Singson Michael, and Senator Lauren Regarda for their favorable action. I so move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
And second? Duly seconded. Are there any objections? There being none, the subject measure is hereby approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you. Are there any other matters to take up? If none, would somebody move for the adjournment? The session is moved for adjournment, so adjourned. May I...
Nanod bikin ka kapnamayaring pasmi inasang-sangyan nga akin. Naparaburan kabuti na santuan na imatang mo, nagitigong ko na pinatawag mo lang kisirin. Ang yaman kami pa o Diyos, makaya-ayaw rin makabnat. Arit na nga dalaring pasmi, kaya na ipagpanaktul mi, ipanakatakwat mi, may kalit kami nga serbi, kaya ang tao, kaya kaprobinsya, iti Ilocos Sur. Amen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Tayo ang pulutan, tayo ang
Ilocosur Agenda. Ditoy tipakabuyaan ken pakadamagan dagiti mapaspasamak tuneg isang gunyang panlalawigan ditoy probinsya tayo nga Ilocosur. Idawluan deta ti aktibo ken nasaririt nga presiding officer the Vice Gobernador Ryan Luis Singson. Pagkatratarang dagiti ordinansa ken resolution nga gapo manipod itinaduma-duma nga LGUs ditoy probinsya ken dagiti importante apag sasaritaan amay datag itunay iti sangguniang panlalawigan. Di Ilocosur Agenda, di Ilocosur Agenda, di 11 sangguniang panlalawigan iti probinsya tayo nga Ilocosur.
The regular session of the 11th Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Ilocos is about to start. May I remind everyone to put your mobile phones and other gadgets on silent mode and to please observe proper decorum during the conduct of session. Thank you.
Thank you. To our Sergeant at Arms. Good afternoon once again. Our 48th regular session will now come to order. May we request the Honorable Christopher Abraham, our battalion, to lead the opening prayer to be followed by the singing of the Pambansang Awit ng Pilipinas and the Ilocos. Good afternoon once again. Will the Secretary call the attendance of the members to determine the presence of it?
Good afternoon, Your Honors. For today's session, our Honorable Vice Governor is on official business, hence, our presiding officer for today is no other than Honorable Erickson Simpson. Members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan who are present are as follows: Honorable Efren Rafanan Sr., Honorable Ronnie Raparon, Honorable Christopher Abraham Baterina, Honorable Art Constantine Mandasan, Honorable Virginia Cordero Federico, Honorable Leopoldo Heronilia Jr., Honorable Francisco Arturo Ranches III, Honorable Mildred Alaido, Honorable Constante Benson, Honorable Janina Joyce Tapios, and Honorable Elpidio Quines Sr. Who leave your honors, Honorable Benjamin Bagay, and on official business is Honorable Jaime Simpson. With that, Your Honor, we have a call.
Thank you. There being a quorum, we now proceed to the reading and approval of the minutes of the previous session. Honorable Dr. Catalina, you are recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to move that we dispense with the actual reading of the minutes and approve it in its entirety.
So there's a motion to dispense the reading of the minutes of the previous session and to approve the same in its entirety. Any second?
Second.
Duly seconded. Do I hear any objection? I hear none. So the minutes of the previous session is now duly approved. Before we proceed to the first reading and referrals, may I relinquish the chair to Honorable Efren Rapanan Sr. for me to present resolution of commendation for Dr. Awadis.
Gentleman from Candor City is very much.
Mr. Chair, may I move for the suspension of the rules?
Those suspended.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Good afternoon, Mr. Presiding Officer and my dear colleagues. We are here, our guests from the Southern Ilocos Medical Society. I would like to introduce the members of the organization that are present here today. Please stand to be recognized. Dr. Jonathan Yu Paking, Dr. Maria Eileen O. Pascoa, Dr. Jean Abigail Castro Carinan, Dr. Mario Aloysa Pandokju, and Dr. Vivian M. Inigo. Thank you, Doc. May I ask my staff to read the resolution of commendation.
Good afternoon to the honorable members and guests. May I read to you the Provincial Resolution number 85, series of 2023, authored by Honorable Erickson D. Simpson, MP, co-authored by Honorable Ronnie R. Rapano. A resolution of commendation to the Southern Ilocos Medical Society for being awarded with first prize, Most Active Component Medical Society, and third prize, Most Active Component Society in Nutrition Activities in the Philippine Medical Association 116th Annual Convention Awarding Ceremonies at Pandango Hall, the Manila Hotel. Whereas, the provincial government of Ilocos recognizes the importance of acknowledging the monumental achievements attained by Ilocosurians for the promotion of excellence and encourage progress among its people. Whereas, the 116th Annual Convention and Scientific Meetings of the Philippine Medical Association, or PMA, was held last May 15 to 18, 2023 at the Manila Hotel with the theme, One PMA, One World, Bridging Global Health and the Environment. Whereas, the program acknowledges the performance of the different medical societies who have participated in social-civic activities with the utmost and desirable esteem approach of delivering health services in its provinces. Whereas, the Southern Ilocos Medical Society was awarded first place for being the most active component medical society category, Icasiano Award Category 4, and third place for being the most active component society in nutrition activities. Whereas, members of the Southern Ilocos Medical Society were likewise awarded with the following awards to wit: Dr. Maria Aileen O. Pascua, first place Outstanding Leadership Icasiano Award Category 4, Testimonial Certificate of Recognition for spearheading the PMA advocacy on Reaching the Unreached program. Dr. Jean Abigail Castro Caringal, Most Outstanding Physician. Dr. Maria Aloisa H. Chu, first place Outstanding Secretary, Icasiano Award Category 4. Dr. Vivian M. Inigo, first place Outstanding Treasurer, Icasiano Award Category 4. Whereas, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Ilocos Sur recognizes the efforts of its citizens towards excellence and distinction that bring pride and honor to the province. Now therefore, the 11th Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Ilocos Sur, in session assembled on motion of Honorable Ronnie R. Rapano, unanimously seconded, resolved, as it is hereby resolved, to express the commendation to the Southern Ilocos Medical Society, to Dr. Maria Aileen O. Pascua, Dr. Jean Abigail C. Carinal, Dr. Maria Aloisa H. Chu, and Dr. Vivian M. Inigo for being awarded in the recently concluded Philippine Medical Association 116th Annual Convention Awarding Ceremonies last May 18, 20, and 23 at Pandango Hall, the Manila Hotel. Approved and enacted unanimously by all the members this 4th day of July 2023. May I ask the Honorable Board members, Attorney Ellen, and the awardees to be called one by one to receive the resolution of commendation. First to wit, Liu Pakting, President of Southern Ilocos Medical Society, for being awarded with first place and most active component medical society and third prize most active component society in nutrition activities in the Philippine Medical Association 116th Annual Convention Awarding Ceremonies at Pandango Hall, Manila Hotel.
Once again, thank you, Dr. Rafael. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the lifting of the suspension of the rules. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you, our presiding temporarily. Going back to the first reading of the referrals, there are 26 items to be referred for today's session. Item number 1, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. Item number 2, referred to the Committee on Rules and Amendments. Item number 3, referred to the Committee on Environmental Protection, Climate Change, and Disaster Preparedness. Item number 4, referred to the Committee on Gender Development, Women, and Family Affairs. Items number 5 to 9, referred to the Committee on Labor, Overseas and Local Employment, and Civil Service. Items number 10 to 17, referred to the Committee on City, Municipal Affairs, and Review of City Municipal Statutes. And items number 18 to 26, referred to the Committee on Finance and Appropriations. Are there any comments regarding the referrals? Hearing none, so be it. Since there are no measures calendared for committee reports, we now proceed to the calendar of business. Under business of the day is the second reading. Item number 1.1, under the Committee on Health and Sanitation is deferred. Moving on to the review matters. The Vice Chairman will render the committee report for the Committee on Finance and Appropriations. Honorable Kanan, you are recognized.
On behalf of the Chairman, Honorable Vice Governor Ryan Simpson, please allow me to read the reports on the Committee on Finance and Appropriations. Number 1, supplemental budget number 03 of Banayuyu involving appropriations amounting to 1,975,942.29. Number 2, supplemental budget number 01 involving the amount amounting to 11,335,000. Number 3, supplemental budget number 37 involving the amount of 948,882.63. Number 4, supplemental budget number 02 Galimuyod involving the amount to 474,000. The number 5, appropriation ordinance number 07 Santa Catarina involving the amount of 13,880,073 from RE 7171. Number 6, ordinance number 1087 Candon involving the amount of 400,000 from 7171. Number 7, resolution number 2223-54 of Banayuyu involving the amount of 31,505,543.70. And the last is resolution number 2023-64 of Banayuyu involving the amount of 100,000 pesos from the 5% local disaster fund. The Committee on Finance and Operation hereby recommends for the adoption of this committee report and further recommends for the subsequent approval of this legislative division.
There's a motion for the adoption of the committee report and for the subsequent approval of the said measure. Any second?
Second.
Duly seconded. Do you hear any objection? I hear none. So the committee report is hereby adopted and the legislative measures of the different LGUs are now duly approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
As there are no measures, calendar, Honorable Rafanan, you may continue for the unassigned business and other matters.
For the unassigned business, we have a resolution, an urgent resolution that requires an immediate investigation. Mr. Presiding Officer, this is about the resolution. Immediate investigation to conduct an investigation of the alleged illegal quarrying operations in Rizal, Santa Ilocos, causing massive destruction of their farmlands in their area. For this to be officially tackled and to be referred to the Committee on Environment, chaired by Honorable Topeng Baterina. My request that this be approved now so that we can tackle the public hearings at next, as scheduled with the Honorable Governor. Chairman.
There's a motion for the approval. Any second? Duly seconded. Do I hear any objection? I hear none. Then the subject matter is now duly approved. Next for the unassigned business, Honorable Third Sanchez.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I present to you an ordinance adopting and implementing the program of the 100 million symbolic baby in the province of Ilocos and appropriating funds thereof. Before we discuss, Mr. Presiding Officer, I would like to read to you the endorsement letter of the Honorable Governor certifying this ordinance as urgent, dated August 9, 2023, to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, the Honorable Vice Governor, from the Provincial Governor. Respectfully forwarding the herein project proposal entitled BGIS 100 million symbolic baby financial assistance, earnestly requesting an ordinance adopting the said program or project, certifying that this is an urgent matter. So that's the endorsement letter from the Governor, Mr. Presiding Officer. But before the Governor certified this as urgent, the Provincial Population Officer requested him to approve this ordinance that I'm presenting now, Mr. Presiding Officer. And the Provincial Population Officer asked that there shall be a total of 9,800 assistance to our 100 million baby who is Cyrus J. Talapiat of Balaling Bantay, Ilocos, Mr. Presiding Officer. Now, if I may now proceed with the ordinance, Mr. Presiding Officer, under Section 1, can you please flash on screen, Mr. Presiding Officer, the ordinance. There. The purpose of the ordinance, Mr. Presiding Officer, is that under Section 2, this ordinance is in pursuit of the present administration's commitment through the years that every child in the province should be born wanted, and basic rights on social services such as health and education are ensured for the child's total development. Now, the mandate of this, Mr. Presiding Officer, is to give 5,000 pesos financial assistance and field health contribution in the amount of 4,800 to our 100 million symbolic baby and his family for every year. So if there are any questions, Mr. Presiding Officer, I would like to, I'm listening. Thank you.
Honorable
I
Tanan.
envy this 100 million. Wala kang 100 million for
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Honorable Topeng.
Kaya ko lang namawatan kapag sa tatangan. Yes. Hindi title lang yan. Kastahan na symbolic. The title is an ordinance adopting and implementing program for the 100 billion symbolic baby. In the first place, the title lang yan, there's no foundation on what to expect with the program for the 100 billion. 100 million symbolic will be. So, the first digit by 25,000. And yet the requirement na
According to the provincial population officer, Mr. Presiding Officer, we have been giving the baby 5,000 ibon pala ini every year. So, nagsurat da ni Apo Governor na mabalin, maaramita ni the ordinance, Mr. Presiding Officer, pagmutikas takit tutuloy na maikan isun financial assistance.
Are we talking about, Mr. Presiding Officer, are we talking about a specific baby?
Well, as mentioned earlier, Mr. Presiding Officer, I identified or I named the person or the beneficiary of this ordinance. It's Cyrus Talapian of Alaling Bantay, Ilocos Sur. Maybe just a short background, Mr. Presiding Officer. The etiquette programa in the national government, the commission, population commission, Mr. Presiding Officer, na hindi 2014, I think, na reach kami in the Philippines, iti 100 million population. So, iti, so yan, Mr. Presiding Officer, at iti as la symbolic 100 million aming naniyanak at the time, kaya mahawagan nga nito 100 million baby, Mr. Presiding Officer. So, dagitoy, national government agencies, magtetenda iti assistance met, kaya itimet biyang or part of the provincial government kaya detimet iti ited tayo para ka dito'y baby tayo dito'y provincial, dito'y provincial na Ilocos Sur. Haan na baby din kasi 2014 it start, so 9 years old na.
So, Mr. Presiding Officer, so just to make it clear, the 2014 at the 100 million na baby na naiyanak, hindi hanggang 2014. So, isulat ito ni Cyrus.
Technically nga, so na iti panaka 100 na baby sa Presiding Officer. In celebration lang or kasla symbol lang nga iti na-reach, iti parakarot nga na-reach iti Philippines iti population 100 million. Iti population commission nagaramit ka iti program nga mang symbolize dito'y pagka-reach tayo iti 100 million population. Iso nga, i-declare ka, aming bayanak ka-ranging nga time, kahit mawagan nga 100 million. So, iti Ilocos Sur, ito iti na-identify na so every province or region na tayo iti custom.
Apay, may sa kabit na yun ang kaya yung date. Ako, yan na date ka yan? Yan na date. I mean, may sa kabit na yun ang kaya na date baby ito yung Ilocos.
July 27, 2014.
July 27,
How dating
2014.
choosing sa sino ang isa?
Cyrus, J.E. Talapia, wala din.
Nayanak man digital daw. Isa na lang nayanak digital daw.
Under the ordinance or one of the whereases, Cyrus was one of the 100 babies born all over the archipelago who received the symbolic destination of 100 million baby.
One of the
Ang iso na napili siguro. Walang iso na
May halang ay sungan yung so
napili na.
amo yung process kung kasaw naman na pili
Okay.
sa presensya ng officer.
So, 2014 na dyan, kaya sabi nga ni Cyrus, kaya 9 years old din. Depende, no? Well, 9 years old. So, nagiging parents, nagiging babies na nailang in 2014, ang dami na nakaka-complain. Ako yung nasabi yung Cyrus ng kanto na house. Magaling na
Okay siya, that's representing officer. So, may kasalusod ko, but again, the letter niya po governor specifically asking this ordinance to be passed at the regularly coordinated na details, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay, since nga the information kaya pagkultura, okay rin ako, for me, I will support this ordinance.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. To satisfy siguro the other members, Mr. Presiding Officer, kapataan ko ito na lang yung provincial publication officer, tatlo masumpatan tayo na dumapin ang questions. Okay siya, ano the questions ko. But again, na-refer namin yung committee nito, Mr. Presiding Officer, kaya na-certify ang urgent. So, yung present ko today.
Thank you. Honorable Ronnie.
Yes, I believe the fact that this should be tackled as an urgent measure came from none other than the population officer, the province. But I believe, Mr. Presiding Officer, there is also an urgent need for us to invite the population officer to explain to this august body why the name, well, I do not have any personal objection to the recipient of this particular reward. We call it as a reward. But it's true that there might have been other babies born on July 27, 2014. But why? Why, Cyrus? Why don't we give all other babies who are supposed to be considered symbolic babies, because they were also born on July 27, 2014, and we are only giving 5,000. 5,000. If, for example, there are 20 other babies born on that day. 20 times 5,000 that is 100,000 only, and that will be given every year. So I'm just wondering, and which I want to know the reason, the rationale why we have to pick only one baby born on July 27, 2014, where there are no other babies born on that day, or why this special baby? Mr. Presiding Officer, that's my motion that we will invite the population officer to answer the query. If we want that this measure will be approved now, but if we want to defer for the population officer to come and appear before us, then urgent mga rod.
Well, Mr. Presiding Officer, I will leave that to the body, to if the pleasure that if we will approve or if we will defer, I will leave it up to them, Mr. Presiding Officer. Basta siya, yung present ko lang, okay lang din, kung ma-approvaran, okay no ma-defer, okay lang din, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Population officer.
So,
Presiding Officer, and my good afternoon once again. For me, I will go with the Honorable Rocky Lapanat for the government for us to be enlightened in this ordinance. Nakita sunay na ko yung anong pa di portion na kaya niya sa Mr. Chief. Thank you, Mr. Chief.
Just to formalize, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval. I would like to hear the objection so that we could defer these measure A. Maybe paki-formalize the objection.
Actually, Mr. Chair and the author, I am not objecting or no objection on the...
For the approval.
For the approval
Today.
of today, the ordinance. The motion or our request for the record is for you being the chairman is for the deferment of this measure for us to be enlightened because we have to be first from the PACON. Ano niya man pa lagi ito itatapay lang niya mga mawatan like for example lagi ito upi na naiya na gano'n niya lagi check guidelines na. So, yeah, we humbly appeal or we request you, the chairman of that committee, for you to please defer first before the approval. Thank you.
Thank you. May I ask the body for, may I divide the House for a vote for the deferment or approval?
Deferment. I think we have to...
It's up to the body, Mr. Presiding Officer. I look into the body. Before we continue, may I call vocal Benson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this matter is
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer. Certified urgent by the governor.
So meaning you talk
We did not discuss, Mr. Presiding Officer, why is it certified as urgent, but it is clear in his letter that it is urgent. Nonetheless, the reason at the moment, Mr. Presiding Officer, maybe at hindi mo kasama ang turnover or ceremonial program. So, paano makasigurado? Siguro, damalin tayo din sa governor's office.
So di ako yan I'm not against video.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you, Master. And vocal DR.
I think there is no objection to part of it. Though we want to be like clarified. Kasi kamay-may ito namin, taapin ng tamay-may sa makamay-may sa amin na yan.
May masa na yun ang kandong ko source.
Di kung ako na lang na yan, bibigay na situation na lang ko,
Yung may salang.
probably we can agree to approve pending the clarification from the population officer. We we are not disappropriate. We want only the population officer to come here next session. Kung hindi tayo magpirmaan, ano tayo matakpak kita ito yun. Yan, tatak.
Tawagan nyo.